Disturbing surveillance video uncovered recently of a white inmate stabbing 4 black inmates handcuffed to a table inside the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility.
Prison
It's your boy Stevie83 and we're back with another react. You know what I'm saying? Today we're reacting to inmates who forgot the camera was rolling. Part 2. If you didn't see the first one, make sure you go check it out. The link will be on top of the screen right here. I don't know what's been going on, but my channel is taking a hit. Like yesterday's video didn't do too good. Please give me some ideas in the comment section on what you guys want to see, what you like seeing, because it might not be necessarily what I like or what I like seeing. Give me some ideas in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for this. We're on our way to getting the 4,000 hours we need to actually start getting a paycheck, because none of this is paid. All of this money, all this stuff that happens on this channel is on me. I pay for it. But hopefully that'll change once I get these 4,000 hours done. So please make sure you watch these videos in their entirety. Watch them twice if you have to. If you get bored, watch them again. You start taking a nap, you go to lay down, put my video on play and just let it run. Turn the volume down. You won't have to hear my loud mouth. But we're going to get right into it today. I'll quit wasting your time. These people crazy.
escapes, unusual acts of rebellion, and shocking missteps often unfold when inmates forget that surveillance
He was falling out the ceiling, bro. What?
cameras are everywhere. These cameras capture every move, leading to the capture of escapees and revealing disturbing misconduct. From daring jailbreaks to shocking interactions with corrections officers.
Jessica, captured on surveillance video in the jail, it's clear Damian Herrera had a plan. He knew how to dupe the guard into going into his cell, then went right for his weapon of choice.
The moments when prisoners forget about the watchful eyes of security can be both absurd and alarming.
The 97-pound Gonzalez is able to pull her hand through the cuff and quickly leave the holding area and escape
she ain't
outside.
dumb. She pulled
In
that
this
sleeve
list,
right
we'll
up.
explore some of the most unbelievable incidents where inmates and officers alike made costly mistakes, unaware that they were being recorded.
Costly.
Cavalcante was not returned to the Chester County Jail, where he escaped with that spectacular crab walk.
Damn.
Tyrone
he got out
Edwards
of there, didn't he?
jailbreak, January 2023. On January 26, 2023, Tyrone Edwards, a kitchen worker at a county jail, seized an unexpected opportunity when a dock door was left ajar. At 6 a.m., surveillance cameras captured Edwards making a run for it, dashing out of the facility in a desperate bid for freedom. For approximately 20 minutes, he managed to evade authorities, covering a considerable distance before his freedom was short-lived.
20
Law
minutes.
enforcement quickly apprehended him later that morning, bringing his escape attempt to a halt. This incident raised serious concerns regarding security at the jail.
So this fool got, I know in Maryland, it's a minimum, which they cannot go under 5 years for escape. So that right there, his 20 minutes just cost him 5 years at the bare minimum. Depending on his charge he's in there currently for, and depending on his charges prior, he might get more time. He might get 10, 17.
And highlighted vulnerabilities in the facility's procedures. In response, the jail implemented stricter protocols to prevent similar breakouts in the future. Though Edwards' escape was brief, it served as a reminder of the critical role surveillance cameras play in maintaining order within correctional facilities. His escape, however, was caught on tape, proving that in the world of modern surveillance, nothing goes unnoticed. The footage of his bold...
Y'all boys ought to know, man, in 2025, you cannot walk out your door without being recorded. It's here, guys.
attempt underscored the importance of thorough monitoring and vigilance, prompting the facility to reassess its security measures and make improvements. Edwards' brief escape, though unsuccessful, exposed significant flaws that would prompt change to prevent any future incidents of this kind. Now, take a look at this shocking moment. These inmates must have completely forgotten about the camera. Their actions are beyond words. But is this really what it seems? Some
That's
claim
not
this
real.
disturbing scene was captured in a U.S. detention center where prisoners indulge in their darkest desires. Others
Damn.
argue it could be nothing more than a staged movie shoot.
It is.
What do you think? Share your thoughts in the
But if it's not, oh my, she's in trouble. But you know it's fake because look at her legs. Like her pants don't even got the back in them. Like where's her pants?
comments.
She got 2 leggings on.
The Hamilton County Justice Center escapes, June 2022. In June 2022, Hamilton County Justice Center became the backdrop for 2 daring escape attempts that highlighted serious lapses in jail security.
Attempts.
On June 8th, Melissa Cordell, during her booking process, noticed a half door that had been left unlocked. Seizing the opportunity, she mingled with a group of inmates being released and walked out of the facility unnoticed. Authorities recaptured her the following day. Just 12 days later, on June 20th, George Bridewell exploited another flaw. As a deputy called out names from the release list, Bridewell slipped into the group of inmates being processed for release, despite being told to return to his cell. His attempt was foiled shortly after, but the escapes raised significant concerns about the jail's security measures. These incidents led Hamilton County Sheriff Charmaine
First thing you need to do is stop releasing people in where your intake's at. That could help.
McGuffey to acknowledge the vulnerabilities within the facility, especially regarding oversight and security protocols. As a result, plans were put in place to install additional cameras and enhance monitoring to prevent future escapes. The event served as a wake-up call for the facility to reassess its security and ensure that such incidents would not happen again, pushing for stronger measures to control and oversee inmate movements. Blaze Ayers failed escape attempt, February.
It's one thing that gets me. These people in their hiring process to be a cop in the jail, start picking some people that are a little bit more alert. This guy's just clearly looking at the computer screen or something. She ducks down. Man, ain't no way you getting past me like that. I hear and pay attention to everything.
February 2019. In February 2019, Blaze Ayers attempted a dramatic escape from Jackson County Jail in Indiana. As officers were escorting him back from the recreation area, he saw an opportunity to flee and crawled into the ceiling, hoping to escape through the jail's ventilation system. However, the structure was not built for such an attempt, and it soon gave way. Ayers crashed through the ceiling and fell into the booking area below, causing a commotion and triggering an immediate response from the guards.
Honey, I'm
Despite
home.
the chaos, Ayers was quickly tased and subdued.
Tased?
His failed escape attempt resulted
what?
in more than just a return to his cell. He faced new charges for attempted escape and criminal mischief. The incident demonstrated how even the most ambitious escape plans can unravel due to a simple mistake, such as misjudging the stability of the jail's structure. Although Ayers thought he could break free,
He knows
his
he can't
plan
walk
was
on a drop
foiled by a
ceiling?
flaw in the jail's design and his inability
That's why they call it a drop ceiling. Yeah.
to anticipate the consequences. The episode also raised concerns about jail security and reinforced the idea that escape attempts often lead to more severe legal consequences. For Ayers, his bold but ultimately failed escape attempt added additional time to his sentence and served as a reminder of how dangerous and unpredictable such efforts can be.
Dude.
Michael Maldonado's garage door escape, March 2018. On March 26, 2018, Michael Maldonado pulled off a daring escape from Porter County Jail in Indiana. Handcuffed and barefoot, he managed to slip under a closing garage door, making a swift getaway that seemed almost cinematic. Security footage captured the entire escape, providing a clear view of his bold and risky move. Authorities later connected Maldonado's escape to a stolen car from a nearby dealership, which he likely used to flee the area. His freedom, however, was short-lived. The next day, the authorities tracked him down to a wooded area where he was apprehended after a brief search. Though his escape lasted only a few hours, it raised serious questions about the security measures in place at the facility. Maldonado's actions, while audacious, highlighted vulnerabilities in the jail's operations and triggered an immediate review of its protocol.
They should pay his butt.
His capture marked the end of his brief bid for freedom. But the incident remained a striking reminder of how an inmate, given the right opportunity, could make a daring escape, even under the watchful eyes of security cameras. Despite his brief stint of freedom, Maldonado was quickly returned to jail, where he faced additional charges for his escape. His bold attempt will undoubtedly be remembered as one of the most daring breakouts of that year. El Chapo's legendary escape, July 2015. One of the most notorious prison escapes in history took place on July 11, 2015, when Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the infamous leader of the Sinaloa cartel, managed to escape from Mexico's maximum security Altiplano prison. Using a tunnel that had been meticulously dug by his accomplices, Guzman managed to break free in what seemed like a scene straight out of a movie. The tunnel, which stretched nearly a mile, was equipped with lighting, ventilation, and even a modified motorcycle to help him navigate it. The escape was a testament to the precision and resources at the disposal of Guzman and his cartel.
These guys, man, you got to give it to them, man. They don't stop. They built. Did you see it had plumbing in it? It had plumbing pipes. It had air ventilation. It had a motorcycle.
Once El Chapo emerged from the tunnel, he disappeared into the Mexican countryside, leaving authorities humiliated and scrambling to find him. For months, he remained at large, eluding capture through a series of safe houses and underground networks. His eventual recapture in January 2016, following a violent shootout in Los Mochis, Mexico, marked the end of his months-long freedom. In 2017, Guzman was extradited to the United States, where he was sentenced to life imprisonment at ADX Florence, a high-security facility in Colorado known for housing the most dangerous criminals.
Worst people in the
El
world
Chapo's legendary escape added yet another chapter to his criminal saga, and his capture solidified his status as one of the most infamous figures in modern history. Danilo Cavalcante's prison break, August 2023. On August 31, 2023, Danilo Cavalcante, a convicted murderer serving a life sentence at Chester County Prison in Pennsylvania, executed a daring escape that shocked both the prison system and the local community. Cavalcante scaled the walls of the exercise yard, maneuvering past razor wire with impressive skill, and made his way to the roof. From there, he slipped through the prison security and fled into the surrounding area. Authorities launched an extensive manhunt using thermal imaging, drones, and K9 units in a desperate effort to track him down. The search lasted for 2 weeks, with police combing through the wooded areas and local neighborhoods. As the manhunt intensified, tensions in the community grew, with some residents reporting sightings of Cavalcante, and at one point, a homeowner even fired shots at him. Despite his attempts to avoid capture,
bad rain, bad rain. Gotta get your aim right, gotta get you in that lab.
Cavalcante's freedom was short-lived. On September 13th, he was apprehended, bringing an end to his 2-week run from the law. His escape led to additional charges, including escape and related crimes.
He's already doing all day. Why don't they just give him another all-day bid?
And added 15 to 30 years to his already lengthy life sentence. The escape also forced Chester County Prison to upgrade its security measures, including increased surveillance and fortified fencing, to prevent future escapes of this nature.
Ooh, that hot asphalt.
The Great Escape of Quantrell D. Schwartzlow, October 2019. In October 2019, an otherwise quiet interview room at the Rock County Sheriff's Office in Janesville, Wisconsin, became the scene of an unexpected and bold escape. 17-year-old Quantrell D. Schwartzlow.
Hold up. Who taught that boy how to jump out of the window? I mean, nobody normally teaches you, but common sense tells me that you do not jump out a window head first. He looked like he did a damn dig ready to do a cannonball. Or he's way up there doing that Olympic diving. Oosh. Hey, Hey, them
Schwartzlow
he
had been
jumped right
arrested
out
on
that window.
suspicion of sexual
Look,
assault and statutory
Oh,
charges.
man.
After being left alone in the
He's
room
one
for
of them.
questioning,
You should have broke your
Schwartzlow
neck,
seized
boy.
the opportunity when the detective stepped out for a moment. Surveillance footage shows the young man swiftly opening the
Watch him,
blinds,
watch him,
pushing
watch him,
out
watch
the
him.
window,
Watch
and
him, watch
leaping
him.
from a height of
him.
approximately 12 feet to the ground below.
That boy ain't right.
Another camera captures
That
him
boy
running
ain't
across
right.
the lawn, disappearing into the distance as he made his daring getaway. By the time the detective
slow.
returned just 14 minutes later, the room was empty, and the open window
him
told the
shot.
whole story. Schwartzlow's escape sparked a manhunt, but authorities quickly tracked him down, and he was apprehended not long after his flight. His escape only added to his mounting list of charges, including attempted escape, and he was eventually sentenced to 2 years in prison, with additional time for the audacious act of evading capture.
How do you attempt to escape if your butt got out of there and you made it out the door and your feet touched grass? That's not an attempt. You did that.
While Schwartzlow's dash for freedom was both daring and bold, it was also short-lived and guaranteed that he wouldn't be attempting any further escapes anytime soon.
Probably
Rustam
broke her leg.
Shakrudinov, Snake-Like Escape, June 2016. On June 18, 2016, Russian inmate Rustam Shakrudinov made headlines around the world with an escape that seemed more like a stunt than a jailbreak. In an astonishing feat, Shakrudinov squeezed his body through a food hatch
big.
that was
He get ready to rip his whole penis off.
barely large enough to fit a loaf of bread. The narrow passage, designed to serve only as a way to pass food into the
God, I
cells,
know that's
became the
scraping his
unlikely
stuff
route to
all
his
up.
brief
Look,
moment
he
of
pulled his
freedom.
butt
The
up.
entire daring escape was captured by the prison's security cameras,
Get that
which
ass
showed
up.
Shakrudinov
Pick your
contorting
butt up.
himself through the hatch in a way that earned him the nickname Snake Man from Russian media. His
Snake
escape
Man.
shocked both the public and authorities, demonstrating just how far an inmate would go to escape confinement.
That boy's
However, his moment of
stupid.
freedom was fleeting. Despite the seemingly impossible nature of his stunt, Shakrudinov's escape highlighted the vulnerabilities in prison security, but also
My man, you escaped in the sally port. You can't go no further. You see that door down there? That door is right there.
the unrelenting gaze of surveillance. Within a short time, he was recaptured, his attempt serving as a reminder of the constant vigilance maintained by prison cameras. In the end, his escape proved that while inmates may devise clever plans, the cameras are always watching, ensuring that no one truly escapes the watchful eye of surveillance.
Nobody.
Alonso
Nobody,
Perez's sealing
baby.
escape, September 2016.
You're seeing this one
On
too,
September
I think.
2nd,
I ain't
2016,
seen this one,
Alonso
though.
Perez took his escape to lie bleeding on the floor. Reinke's violent outburst resulted in an additional 86 years added to his life sentence.
Oh, wow,
Reinke's
we gotta
violational facility
gotta see
2000
this.
that life in prison for the 3 murders he had committed, and his daring escape added another chapter to his lengthy criminal record. Perez's attempt, marked by determination and resourcefulness, showcased just how far some will go for freedom, but it also reminded authorities that even the most elaborate plans can eventually be thwarted.
Ropes or handcuffs?
A deadly stabbing rampage in Ohio. In June 2017, a seemingly harmless game of cards at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville escalated into a brutal and shocking attack. Inmate Greg Reinke, who was already serving a life sentence for murder, managed to slip out of his handcuffs and launched an unexpected assault on 4 fellow inmates who were shackled to a table. The violence was over in mere minutes, with the victims left helpless, unable to defend themselves. What made the incident even more disturbing was the complete failure of the prison officers to intervene. According
they
to a
not
federal
kicking his
lawsuit
ass?
filed by the victims, the officers stood by, watching the attack unfold from behind a locked door. Disturbingly, some of them even laughed while the inmates were being attacked.
sure they
Only
did.
after a considerable delay did the officers finally respond. But by then, they had failed to provide immediate first aid, allowing the victims to lie bleeding on the floor. Reinke's violent outburst resulted in an additional 86 years added to his life sentence. Meanwhile, the victims, Shiki Pugh and Maurice Lee, continue to seek justice for the assault and the prison's neglect. Their lawsuit accuses the facility of constitutional violations and negligence, claiming that the prison's inaction and failure to provide proper care only compounded the trauma they endured. Amber Gonzalez's unexpected freedom, September 2018. On September 14, 2018, Amber Gonzalez managed to escape from a Wisconsin jail under unbelievable circumstances.
She knew how to use
After
that
being
sleeve,
arrested
didn't she?
for allegedly stealing a cell phone, she was placed in a holding cell and
she got
handcuffed
it?
to a wall. However, despite the restraints, Gonzalez managed to slip one hand free
where you go there
and,
now?
against all odds, wriggled out of the handcuffs. Once free, she discovered a set of keys hanging on a door handle, which she used to unlock the door and make her daring escape. Her plan, however, wasn't flawless. After fleeing through neighborhood backyards, Gonzalez made her way to a nearby convenience store, where she called for a ride. Unfortunately for her, store employees recognized her and tipped off the police. By 5:55 p.m., less than 2 hours after her escape, Gonzalez was back in custody, facing new felony charges for her bold getaway. Her successful yet short-lived escape became an embarrassment to local police. The authorities conducted an internal review to understand how she managed to slip through their hands so easily, especially considering the unusual nature of her escape. This incident raised questions about jail security and the ability of inmates to exploit even the smallest of vulnerabilities in the system.
That's one thing about prisoners for sure. They will find a way to do
Damian
anything.
Herrera's violent escape attempt, July 2017. In July 2017, Damian Herrera, who had already been accused of a brutal 5-person murder spree, attempted a chilling escape from Rio Arriba County Jail in Tierra Amarilla, New Mexico.
Police say Damian Herrera
Hold up.
Rio had already been accused of a brutal
Did y'all not see how clean that building was? The jail looked better than the freaking city.
5-person murder spree, attempted a
Look at that. Look at that house. Brand new.
chilling escape from
jail.
Rio
Look at that
Arriba
jail.
County Jail
Brand new.
in Tierra Amarilla,
Look at that.
New Mexico.
City's a dump.
say Damian Herrera gunned down 5 people in a northern New Mexico community.
The incident unfolded when Herrera lured a guard into a cell, claiming that he needed assistance with a broken sink. Once the guard entered the cell, Herrera slammed the door shut, trapping him inside. With the guard now locked in, Herrera grabbed a hidden flashlight and launched a violent attack, trying to seize the opportunity to escape.
Wow.
As the struggle ensued,
Wow.
an EMT who attempted to intervene was also met with aggression. Herrera swung at the EMT, further escalating the situation. His frantic efforts were halted when a third guard arrived, managing to subdue Herrera before he could
Get over here, bro. Get over here.
inflict more harm. The entire violent outburst was captured on surveillance cameras, revealing the intensity of Herrera's desperate bid for freedom. The failed escape attempt only added to Herrera's mounting list of charges, highlighting his dangerous and unpredictable nature. Despite the chaos he caused, Herrera was quickly subdued and returned to his cell, facing additional charges.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, that chair is no joke. The one they had me in, it used to do this. They'd lock you all in it, and then they would flip you backwards. Like,
his
that
actions
thing would flip backwards where almost your blood's rushing to your
solidified
head,
his reputation as a violent criminal,
Huh.
and he was eventually
my
convicted of
mama, that
multiple
shit
life
happened.
sentences, ensuring that his escape attempts would remain in vain.